Early retirement is increasingly becoming the dream of many, ranking alongside owning a car and a home as one of life's major aspirations. Everybody is running in the race for early retirement, and if you ask them why they want early retirement, they will give you the same answer. I will be financially free. I will achieve fire. I won't have to do a job again. I won't work for money, but money will work for me. I will travel and enjoy my life, and many other things. Basically, it's the promise of financial freedom, the attainment of fire, financial independence, retire early, and the prospect of bidding farewell to the daily grind of employment. The allure of having time for oneself, for travel, and for enjoying life without the constraints of a job is tantalizing. So, in short, these may all be fantasies of people who don't like their job. I won't say that these things are wrong because everybody wants early retirement for these things only. And I am also not saying that it is not possible. It is definitely possible. But perhaps it is possible for only 10 to 20% of the people and not for everybody else. In reality, all these talks about fire like you will get financially free, you don't have to do a job again, or you will never have to work for money. Seems right to you now because we have only heard its positive side. And I am not saying that you have just heard it because it is 99% guarantee that you have only heard about early retirement, but you have never seen it. Basically, you must not have seen anybody in your friends and relatives taking early retirements. So you won't have a real example of early retirement life. So it's not necessary that everything you have heard about fire method is true. And you have seen everything on your PC or smartphone's display, which is again not completely true. So whatever you have heard and read about early retirement, that life after early retirement is very nice. You won't have to earn anything your whole life. Your money will keep growing itself and you will never be able to spend that money completely. But amidst the allure, it's crucial to consider not just the shining promises, but also the potential pitfalls and the things that may give you different surprises in the future. And what if your dream of early retirement fulfilled at the age of 65 to 70 years? In today's video, I won't bore you by telling you what you should do for early retirement, how much money you should make, how much money you should save, what rule will be applied, etc. I will only talk about the simple thinking that early retirement may not work for everybody. The FIRE movement is gaining traction among young workers, offering tantalizing promises of early retirement. But is it feasible for the average Joe like you and me? Or is it just a fantasy for trust fund babies and tech millionaires? Let's dig deeper. So let's see what retirement actually means according to Wikipedia. Retirement is a withdrawal from one's position or occupation from one's active working life. The concept of retirement came in the late 19th century. It came because people used to work till their death. But when we get old, our body doesn't work as good as earlier. So the government and private companies set an age after which people had to resign from their work or job so that a young and a fit person can be appointed. In the 19th century, the life expectancy was much lower than today's. It was around 50 years because medical science wasn't very advanced at that time. In many cases, people even died from common diseases. At that time, people didn't switch job often, but now people switch jobs every 2 to 3 years. At that time, people used to give 30 to 35 years of their life to one job or factory. It was difficult for employers to fire very old employees from their jobs. So employees started protesting that they can't leave a job to which they have given their whole life just because the employer thinks they aren't fit. The concept of pension was introduced to overcome this. You can leave your job and you will still get a salary with which you can spend the rest of your life. This was the mindset about retirement and pensions. This was about what retirement is. You have heard the spiel. Save aggressively, invest wisely, and voila, early retirement. But here's the reality check. Achieving the fire demands discipline and sacrifice. It's not just about socking away half your paycheck, it's about reevaluating your lifestyle and priority. Now let's talk about early retirement. An advanced version of retirement is early retirement, which means to retire before the age of 60. Why did this concept come and why do people feel its need? It's because today's generation think that if we spend our whole life earning money and get stuck in the same routine, when will we live life peacefully? Today's generation has rationality about this. Because if the age of normal retirement is 60 years, then every person has 10 to 12 years after retirement to live their further life freely. We can't increase life expectancy from 70 to 75 years to 85 or 90 years because it's difficult to live that long, and even if you live that much, how much will you enjoy and travel with the help of a walking stick and wheelchair? Because your body still be with you. So if you earn more money in your active life and save and invest it and shift to retirement age to 45 to 50 years, then you will have 10 years to live and enjoy, and you will have the next 10 to 12 years, either years after the age of 60, to live conservatively. Let's assume if your monthly expenses are $3,000, then your yearly expenses will be $36,000. The second thing is life expectancy, which we just discussed. The third thing we need is an investment plan so that your money grows according to inflation. Your target should not be just to beat the inflation, as you need to generate extra returns. The fourth thing you need is discipline over expenses. In the FIRE method, it is assumed that your monthly and yearly expenses are fixed, which means that your future expenses are planned and you won't increase those expenses exponentially. So it's very important to have discipline over your expenses. Investment grow ILR said, when you invest, you are buying a day that you don't have to work. Sound enticing, right? But let's crunch the numbers. So the fifth thing is no big liabilities or debt. The early retirement age you have set, it may be 50 or 55 years. You must not have any debt by that age. The last thing is to have a good health coverage. As we know, a big expense on your health may occur in your life. So it's better to buy health insurance so that all those expenses can be covered using that health insurance, and you won't have to withdraw anything from your retirement corpus. Based on the points we have discussed, let's do a small calculation on the basis of that. Suppose your age is 25 years and your salary is $6,000 a month. Your monthly expenses are $3,000, which means that you are saving 50% or $3,000. If we multiply the monthly expense by 12, then we will get the yearly expense, i.e., $72,000. Suppose that you have chosen your early retirement age as 50 years. As we have seen, the life expectancy is 72 to 75 years. You will have 22 to 25 years to survive. So, if we calculate the corpus required to achieve fire, I will multiply 72,000 by 25, which will become $1.8 million. So, you must have a minimum of $1.8 million as per today's value by the time you turn 50, so that you can achieve early retirement and call yourself financially independent. You must be wondering, what about inflation? That will eat our money. Yes, it will eat your money. So I am assuming that you are not keeping this corpus in your savings account, but you are investing this money. You have to have at least invest this money in FD or a CD where your money will remain balanced according to inflation. If you invest that money into the stock market, mutual funds, ETFs, or stocks, then it will act as extra cushioning for you. The more money you will have, the better it will be. While reaching this part of the video, we saw many things and we learned so many things. Basically, what is retirement? What is early retirement? What is financial independence? What do we need to achieve fire? What things do we need to keep in mind? And finally, we did some basic calculation. Enter the 3% rule, the golden ticket to financial independence. If you can live off 3% of your investable net worth each year, congrats, you are set for life. But here's the kicker. Living on 3% isn't easy. It means tightening your belt and making some serious lifestyle adjustments. Now, let's debunk the myth that fire is for everyone. It's not just about how much you earn, it's about your saving rate and lifestyle choices. You might not need millions to retire early, but you do need to reassess your priorities and embrace frugality. Charles Buxton once said, "You will never find time for anything. If you want time, you must make it." And that's the crux of fire. Making the time to pursue your passion, whether it's traveling, learning new skills, or simply enjoying life, simple pleasure. So, is the fire movement grounded in reality or just a pipe dream? It's a bit of both. While early retirement is achievable with the right mindset and strategy, it's not a one size fits all solution. It requires careful planning, discipline, and a willingness to embrace change. Remember, financial independence is not just about quitting your 9 to 5 job, It's about reclaiming your time and living life on your own terms. Whether you are sprinting towards fire or taking a leisure stroll, the journey is what matters the most. Early retirement, often romanticized as a utopia of perpetual leisure, needs a dose of realism injected into its narrative. The journey towards financial independence in early retirement is often painted in broad strokes of success stories and glamorous lifestyles. However, for many, these dreams might just remain just that dreams. Okay, so let's break it down. Planning to retire early needs careful thinking and sticking to your plan. It's not just how much money you can save, but also about using it wisely to support yourself for a long time. You need to figure out how much money you will need each month, how long you might live, where to put your savings, and how to handle any debts you might have. Early retirement, like any significant life decision, demands a balanced perspective. While the allure of liberation from the shackles of employment is enticing, it's essential to acknowledge the potential hurdles that lie ahead. By embracing both the promises and the peril, individuals can navigate the path to early retirement with a clearer understanding and a better chance of success. Now, let's talk about more scary things. Basically, if you have achieved early retirement, what problems you might face. Basically, we will learn about the negative side of early retirement. The first thing you will have to follow, and we have discussed earlier, is financial discipline. The money you have accumulated till the time of achieving financial independence, you will have to spend that money with planning and discipline. If you start spending money on things that you didn't plan for before your retirement, for example, if you want to buy an expensive car, you may think that a car will only cost around 100,000, but you have more than 1 million in your account, so it won't matter. And you will take the money out and buy a car. If you listen to me or the experts, you should not do this. You shouldn't do unplanned expenses. The second thing you need to take care of is taking high risk. If you have to spend extra money in a month or a year, if you have to redeem extra money from your investments, and if the stock market goes down in the same year or month, and if you redeem your money, then you will incur more losses than normal, which may hinder your future plans and your expected compounding. So, after achieving fire, you will have to be conservative about your investments. If you try to take high risk, this may create problems for you. If you are invested since a young age and you started investing money at the age of 25 and now you are 50 years old, then you will have to make changes in your investments. If you used to invest 100% of your money into equity, then you should invest only 50 to 60% into equity and invest the rest of the money into debt, FD, or other low risk investments. The third negative side of early retirement is a complete mindset shift. For people who are planning early retirement in their 40s or 50s, early retirement may be a reason for depression than peace of mind. Why? Because your old office schedule, waking up early in the morning, getting ready, going to office, having coffee or tea with friends, then working and attending office meetings, having lunch with friends, going on a walk after lunch, doing a chit chat, then evening tea, and then coming back to home together, office weekend parties, team outings. You will have to leave all of these things behind and move forward after taking retirement because you will no longer have these so called perks in life. So your routine will now completely change. And because of this, people generally get into depression because the life you have been living for the last 20 to 25 years is going to change completely. You may have seen your father, mother, or a relative getting into depression after retirement, and their behavior doesn't remain the same as earlier. So people start saying that it's due to their old age. Whether it's a normal retirement or an early retirement, in both cases, it's a big mindset shift for which people are not ready. The fourth thing is that things don't look the way they are. You may have planned many things before your early retirement, like after my retirement, I will travel the world, travel and enjoy a lot, which people do for 1 to 2 years after their retirement. But then your excitement may start settling down. So it's okay with normal retirement. But in the case of an early retirement, if you take an early retirement with so many expectations, then many things may disappoint you. One thing that humans should not forget is that challenges do come to your life and they will keep on coming. So if you had taken an early retirement on the basis of calculations, These are my monthly expenses. This is my expectancy. So I will this much corpus and it will be enough for me. But when actual real life challenges come, this corpus may not be enough for you. So it would be better to plan your early retirement with a good buffer so that you can face any surprises that come to your life. The fifth thing is talk to people who have already early retired. How many people do you know in your circle and relations who have already taken an early retirement? If you fortunately find even a single person in your circle, I would advise you to talk to them. Take their feedback about how they have planned things in their life and how they maintain different things. These things may help you a lot before you plan your early retirement. Thank you for watching. Before you subscribe, take a moment to browse through our channel, watch a few videos, and if you want to learn more about lifestyle investments and find yourself coming back for more, then feel free to join our growing community.